With your Lordship's permission, may I mention a matter? There was a fresh matter, my lord, regarding fixation of provisional rent. I'm running a distillery there. It was listed. No, we've sent an email. There's something a little more why I'm mentioning.
Yes.
I mentioned before Court 5, I was given liberty to mention before your Lordships. It was listed on 11 July in the supplementary list because we sent an email to the registry. We got an out of turn listing. But on 11 July, after 2, the court could not meet. Your Lordship was in a meeting, my lord, which went on for a while. So it was all the time showing for tomorrow. So in the trial court, with great difficulty, we got the matter kept for tomorrow. Now, yesterday, it has been deleted from tomorrow's list. So I mentioned before the court.
Just send email to the registrar listing. I'll take it up.
It's been sent. We'll send it again. Mr. Huda appears for the caveator, my lord. Fortunately, he's next to me.
But the two of you agree that at least until the next time it is listed, that you'll maintain your horse.
If that is there, my lord, then if he can.
I'm just a caveator.
He happens to be in the court, you know.
If it can come. I mentioned before court 5 in the morning. I was told to mention.
I'll find out what happened.
Great.
I seek
Your
my
Lordship.
Lord's indulgence to mention along with Dr. Singhvi item 23, where on opposite sides, urgent section 9 arbitration matter.
Yes.
We were requesting, in view of the need for interim orders, could your Lordships list it on Friday?
No difficulty. That we'll keep on.
Friday or Monday, whichever. No problem. Either.
Friday, my lords.
Or Monday.
Because NEET may go on for the whole day. Today's board we are planning to distribute between when we in fact discharge the additional board of today because NEET will get over today. And we'll space out the matters between Wednesday, Thursday, if possible on Friday, so that they'll be all over there before we go
Right.
into.
Well, it's my
Friday may be
request, Friday may be better.
Yeah, at the
Right.
latest, yeah.
We'll give a slip to the court master. We are opposing each other. You have to put it on Friday.
Your Lordship,
I'm most grateful.
There is one matter,
item 12 and
fresh matter. Not any earliest date if it can be
We
given.
will do that, yes. Other matters will be all spread out in this week itself.
Item 37, I'll give it to.
Taking a liberty to mention item number 34, my lords.
I just said that all of them will be spread out this
Can
week
I just
itself.
have one request, please? Item 14 for Friday, not for Wednesday, Thursday, because I have some difficulty.
It's a Friday, correct.
Your Lordship, I have a request in items 12 and 35. May I request for Monday? Mr. Salve is appearing in those matters. He's requesting if Monday could be given.
This has to be tagged, right?
Yes. These are fresh
Already.
matters.
Yes.
May I take liberty to mention item 34, your lordship has already indicated for listing next, my lord, 33, my lords. This is matter, a public interest litigation in respect of orphans, my lords.
Yes,
And your lordship's order on 16th October 2023, my lords.
we'll spread it out.
My lord, I'm just requesting next week, somewhere in the top of the list, my lord, so that it can be taken up.
Taken up, but today we would have taken up on miscellaneous days, every matter reaches by. Today we have need, therefore it's
I understand, my lords. I'm only asking, it should be
not on the
non-mis-
board, sorry, not. on the-
non-miscellaneous day, my lords. Non-miscellaneous days on the top of the list, my lords.
Keep it on all right, we'll see
Some-
what to do. Yes.
Some date, my lords, if possible.
Yeah, I just said,
Let
this
me-
week, in the next 3 days, it will be listed.
My lord, my friend has to come from Delhi, Lucknow, that's why I'm asking.
All right, keep it after 2 weeks. on an order.
This week.
Yes,
But the date if possible, my lord, date if possible.
because Monday, correct, next Monday.
Mondays.
Yes, my lord.
But your lordship, Monday is also miscellaneous day is Wednesday or Thursday or bed.
Tuesday,
Keep it on Monday.
Monday.
Keep it on Monday.
Great feedback. Very good.
Next Monday, madam. Item number 8 after that should be on next Monday.
Eight.
Anticipatory matter, madam. Item number 8. On next Monday.
Next 2 days, we'll spread it out in the next 2 days.
Lordship, item 13 may kindly be taken up on Friday because on Wednesday, Lordship, I have some difficulty. So item 13 may kindly be taken up.
1-3.
Yes, Your Lordship. This Friday, Your Lordship.
Item 32, my lords.
On Monday, huh? Item 13, we'll take it up on Monday.
Okay. Item 32 is the Manipur students matter, madam. Item 32.
Item number 8. huh? 8, who is appearing?
It's anticipatory bail matter, madam. Very simple matter. By tomorrow,
Yeah, we'll issue notice in item 8. Yeah,
like interim protection, interim protection. In
keep it after 2 weeks. Liberty to serve the standing counsel for the state of Uttar Pradesh. Till the next date of the listing, there shall be an addendum stay of arrest in criminal case number so and so arising.
interim protection is.
Sorry,
Item 32 is the Manipur students matter.
keep it on, I do say the same thing over and over again. It will be relisted in the next 3 days.
Please, madam. It can be a specific date. Lords, and
I just said, by the end of the day, you will have the
end of
date.
the day, please. I'm great. I'm.
My lord, may I represent that item number 45 be listed along with 37 whenever over the week.
Yes.
Much obliged.
Yes, Mr. Wood.
Well, we consider, because before less, there were certain queries to the NTA to respond. If they can respond, I can.
So in their own turn, they will
All right,
respond.
all right.
Now you have to wrap up now. and
Correct,
tell us.
certainly. But will it just
What are your submissions now?
5 minutes for me, Mulad.
Yeah, now 5 minutes, please
For-
wrap up. Tell us.
Mulad, para 8 of my second supplementary submission,
You just formulate now.
Mulad, what I say is, insofar as leak is concerned, I say Sanjeev Mukhia is the history sheeter, is the gangster who is into this business. And he is yet to be arrested. There are people who have been arrested from Rajasthan. The solvers were taken from Rajasthan. Dissemination was through a WhatsApp group on a so it is not possible that it remained confined to Patna. Rest, Lord, the direct evidence to which I am not privy is before my lords. The story given by the CBI that it is in the morning of 5th, the time gap in between and solving and memorization is not impossible to be digested. It's completely unnatural story. Leak has happened, and if the paper was available on 4th, leak has happened prior to 4th. In any case, prior to 3, on 3 or prior to 3. Now, the chart, I just want to show one chart at page 107 of my second supplementary note, where I was referring to this city-wise chart. The chart of seeker, just 2-3 charts I want to demonstrate that there is no bell-shaped curve. It is a square shape chart which is there if we put the data together for number of centers. So they have been saying if we make it a chart, then it is sometime west tapering chart, sometime it is east tapering chart, and sometime it is it's a straight pyramid. So there, may kindly see page 107, Seeker Rajasthan, one chart for Seeker Rajasthan. My second supplementary submission.
Yes.
So may kindly see, this is the chart for Seeker. They say bell curve is the actual picture which should arise. Now, may kindly skip over the next few. Then, may kindly see at page 108, the last chart. The first chart, this is the center-wise. The last chart on this page 8 is again indicating something unusual. Then, may kindly see the next chart at page 109. These kind of charts are there, where the people getting 700, 600, 500, even 100, it's a squarish, it becomes. It's certainly at variance with the bell curve. Now, I leave this data here. Now, the other thing, because my second alternative argument, not only alternative, in addition to the argument is, in this examination, there was a complete systemic failure, which I have flagged by demonstrating. I'm just recapitulating. One is no address verification. Anybody can go anywhere, and this is one. 2, there was no CCTV camera monitoring. This I substantiate by saying, in their own affidavit, they say in Savai Madhopur.
No CCTV camera monitoring at which place?
At anywhere.
At any?
At no place. There was a CCTV. Their claim is that they have been live. There has been a live monitoring through CCTV camera. I demolish it by showing that in Savai Madhopur, it is their case that a question paper in a wrong medium was distributed amongst the students. There was no monitoring. The question paper started at 2 p.m. Their affidavit before this honorable court is that at 4:30.
Well, we'll consider all that now.
Let me complete.
4:30. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yes. 4:30, they got to know through social media that in Savai Madhopur, there was a wrong question paper distributed. So this is their saying.
All right. Then
now,
third.
yes. Now, the other red flag is, they have said the same day re-examination started. They were given the question paper at Savai Madhopur and other places.
We will read on
this is a bullet point.
I give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes
Yes,
over now.
I'm just giving a bullet point. They say that.
Now 5 minutes are over. Now last 30 seconds, you can make your bullet point.
Yes. They say that at certain centers where wrong question paper was given, the same day they have taken the question paper again. I said they were given the question paper maybe in Hindi, maybe in English. The students retained the question paper for 6 hours.
Thank you, Mr. Uda. We'll look at
And just one sentence.
Yes,
I can just add last one sentence, Lord. If this honorable court do not agree for a RE-NEET, then Lord may kindly consider at least the qualified people. Qualification is 164 marks. At least qualified people should be asked to redo the examination, which will constitute about 13 lakh people.
13 lakh. Thank you, Mr. Huda.
13 lakh.
Yes, Mr. Hegde.
Grateful.
My lords have been subjected to a long presentation. I'll keep mine as crisp as possible.
What are your submissions? Just formulate now.
Well, it's just, okay. My submission to your lordship is that classic Michael Sandler question, what is the right thing to do? Today, your lordships is faced with a situation where admittedly there has been a leak from Hazaribagh. Please don't think of it as the Patna leak, think of it as the Hazaribagh leak. It was caught at Patna and we do not know today where all it leaked. Because the papers, your lordships has the investigation reports. The investigation reports say that at least some of the mobiles, the messages went to about 100 people. We do not know the extent of the leak. The timing of the leak, however, we know with reasonable certainty, it did not happen on the morning of the 5th, but it happened at some point prior to the night of the 4th. It could be the 3rd, it could.
Yes.
Now, your lordships will bear in mind that criminal investigations which have gone to the CBI have not gone only from Patna or Hazaribagh. They have gone from 5 different states.
Yes.
That itself is proof that at this stage of point of time, the investigator have not come to any conclusion that this was a localized leak. Now, did we have a fair exam? My lords, here, NEET is used not only as inter-se competition. NEET is also used as a qualification. If you are qualified in NEET, you are not only qualified for the medical colleges at government expense. Many foreign countries also take NEET as you have qualified. It's cheaper sometimes to go to Ukraine and get a medical seat based on your NEET qualification because you have passed the qualifying exam of your country. So the 164 cutoff, which turns to about 13 lakh people, all of them, have they been judged by a fair and equitable standard? And can we, with any sense?
164 out of 720 is a qualifying.
Yes.
Percentile, 50%.
It's the 50th percentile. So exactly half of them. Now, the question is, can we say that among them, everybody got marks which they were fairly entitled to? It is my respectful submission, my lords, that in a competitive exam, you cannot trust a competitive exam which turns out 61 toppers. Inevitably, my lords, in any data cohort, you may have 2 or 3 people who may share marks or who may crack it. My lords, when GMAT and all those exams were held, it is rare that somebody cracked everything, got that 7 perfect
Out of the
score.
61, 44 are those actually who got the marks, not grace marks. but got full marks because of question 9.
Because of one
2
question.
and 4.
But that also means that those 44 got marks for 179 questions right. That itself is a very high figure. Those 44 people and then couple it with what is called rank inflation. If the syllabus had been made easy, then a rising tide raises all boats together. What has happened is that in that magic zone of above 650, there are more than 50,000 students. This is a huge red flag. I was asking some of my clients, who their parents are doctors also, to think in terms of a medical analogy. And the analogy I was given was that when you suspect cancer, the tests are inconclusive. Then what you do is, as a matter of precaution, to go into chemotherapy. You cannot take the risk of letting the cancerous substances metastasize. That is where the real problem is. Today, my lords, at a stage of incomplete investigation, if your lordships were to say that, look, so far you have shown us only Hazaribagh, Patna, we do not know exactly where it is going. Do we ask a whole host of people, maybe 24 lakh, maybe 13 lakh, maybe 2 lakhs, to rewrite the exam? What if your lordships were to turn us all down and say that, no, they have given adequate justification? What your lordships at today's date will not be aware as to how many cells or how many persons got into the system. And each government seat is a case of the government spending about 1 crore per year per medical student. So at about 25,000 government seats in the general category, my lords, I also represent students who have got 690, 640 and all that. They will get a seat somewhere. But what they are not assured of is that they have got a fair rank. They are not. And after having taken your lordships through the student perspective, my lords, please look at the institutional perspective. Please look at NTA's constant responses to your lordships. If the NTA had been a serious examination agency, it would have been most concerned about the integrity of the process. But what did it do? On the 5th itself, when it was told that the paper had leaked, and on the 5th, if it had taken a decision that, look, once there is a leakage of a paper, we find it unsafe. And supposing they had taken that decision and we were challenging it, saying, look, it leaked only in one place. How can you scrap an entire exam? Would your lordships have found an outrageous defiance of logic in that decision? I'm turning the question around.
Yes.
The NTA continued to deny the fact that there was a leak. It did not cooperate with the Bihar police. Apparently, the EOU even wrote them letters. They did not immediately cooperate. My lords, there were special circumstances this year. In May and June, everybody was preoccupied with the elections. Nobody was possibly there to guide them. It is quite possible that the administrative agency thought, just let the thing blow over, or let whoever comes in guide us. Continually, they kept denying, and it was only when your lordships asked questions that then came that little thing that yes, we did give grace marks, but we can redo it by a retest for some 1563 students. At that stage also, if they if they had looked at their own data. If today they have not been transparent, they haven't given the full data. In fact, all the data that Mr. Huda has so painstakingly given your lordships has been after we were served with about 4,500 PDF files. That had to be run through, data had to be extracted, and we can see some hotspots. Whether they are hotspots, whether they are red flags, that is for them to explain. Then, my lords, the NTA continues to be in denial. It's only as late as the 22nd of June that changes are made in personnel and that the CBI is put in charge of the investigation. I do not know what has been there in that report. I do not know whether there is a theory of investigation. But what comes out is that there is an organized gang which has a prior history of leaking papers. It is their business model. And, my lords, when educational excess becomes a business model, the leaked paper is a time-limited commodity. You have it for 2 days or less. You have to maximize profit. And everybody into whose hands it goes, whether it is the paper solver or anybody else, will try to maximize.
Anything else now?
Yeah, just give me 2 more minutes, my lords. The fact is that we cannot tell the students that this is a fair exam. We cannot send a signal to the NTA that we approve of what you've done, nor can we tell those who indulge in these practices that, look, you may very well get away with it. Because if these results stand, those post-dated checks may still be cashed. They still have a value. So therefore, my lords, the safer thing to do is, your lordships has already done it. Your lordships has said retest for those 1563. If your lordships were to treat what has happened so far as step 1 of the exam, everybody above 164 had a chance at a medical seat. Those people, give them a re-examination, because your lordships will see from their own affidavit, which Mr. Huda also pointed out, somebody who's got 720 ends up with 640. Let everybody be accurately measured. That's the least that can be done, my lords. I'm grateful. My lords, just one thing before I go. Since the Solicitor General is here and he likes Urdu poetry, the case can be summarized by one verse. तू इधर उधर की बात ना कर, मुझे ये बता काफिला क्यों लुटा, हमें रहजानों से गिला नहीं है, तेरी रहबरी का सवाल है. It is your guidance. It's your
Rehzano, not Rehzano. It's Rehzano.
Rehzano ki. Oh, obliged.
Yes,
Grateful, my lords.
2 minutes, my lord. Just I will take, my lord.
yes,
My lord, I'll be grateful if your lordship give me little time and relieve me. Now, my lord, I'm grateful in one sense.
Now tell us, you want a retest, you don't want a retest.
I'm absolutely and unmissed and categorical terms asking for a retest. And my lord, I'm not asking for the.
I thought, you didn't want a retest.
No, my lord, I said, I'm happy that people, my prepared application. What I have said in the application have been echoed my friend Sanjay Hegde and my friend. Treat this examination as a preliminary examination and conduct a main examination now. And I say, I believe that a JEE main preliminary examination. This, my lord, the issue here is not We are not conducting a criminal trial. My lord, we are not even conducting a civil trial. The question whether the accuracy of these allegations are absolutely irrelevant. It is a question of a question of common sense. It's a question of prudence. It's a matter, my lord, I may not be mistaken, it's a matter of governance. But my lord, I rely on your lordship's own judgment to say that these issues involve violation of fundamental rights and therefore justiciable. I have only one difficulty I'm asking myself a question. In Bombay, I always ask a question openly. Here I follow the Supreme Court practice of asking a question to myself. That, my lord, if these issues are justiciable, there are many who are qualified. And can this court ever decide without they being heard? Because these proceedings are not representative proceedings. But my lord,
what do you have to argue on merits?
no, I am coming to that. My lord, the question is, it's an administrative, it's a question of governance.
But
Large scale, my
you
lord,
said some other matters waiting for you, so you might as well come to the point.
no, I'm exactly on the point. I'm exactly on the point. The point is that the integrity of the examination, the credibility of the examination is under doubt. It is not because the my lord, leak is proven in Rajkot. It is not because leak is proved.
Apart from what Mr. Huda argued.
No, I am not saying anything which.
Anything else?
No, my lord, let me.
Submission.
No, my lord, you have been, lordship have been very kind to and very patient to Huda. I am not uttering a word which my friend Huda has said. I will not. Only two things, my lord. The other day I said.
What is the first of the two?
No, my lord.
You said two things. What is the
first? First, my lord, only thing which I endorse Huda is as a reference to my lord, the bell chart. And the bell chart before that, I rely on the.
That you have shown us now.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm taking. I will not say anything which somebody has argued. I will say only deal with issues which nobody has addressed. There is a counter affidavit. I'm not relying on anybody else's document except my friends, the government's counter affidavit. In counter affidavit in repetition civil number 362 of 2024.
What's the point that you
A point, my lord, is
formulated?
Yes, the point is this graph shown is ex face incorrect. It is, I am only a commerce graduate. I am no engineer, but to me, and it find no difficulty to explain. I take your lordship to page 17. Page 17 of the counter affidavit. There, my lord, your lordship will find there is a year-wise mark obtained. Your lordship will have a look at, my lord? Yes. Then the total is the 2024 count between 700 to 720, etc., etc. It is the total I have calculated. It comes to 1,42,137. 1,32,137. Now, my lord, they have created a chart. They have given a chart, and that is on the previous page. At page 13, that is a so-called bell curve. It is so microscopic. Not here. I take your lordship to page 13, detailed analysis. And my lord, let me take your lordship to the entry 520 to 540. 520 to 540. And that is not directly linked to the dot shown above. It is in between. Now, they are given certain figures. 25.7, 23.2, 20, 12.7, and 2.3. And total is, it is 83,009. Your lordship, my lord, it's the figures. I'm going to take your lordship this chart. There's an important issue to be stated, my lord. This chart, 25, 23, etc. The total is 83,900. Going by their chart, the next page, the total number is 1,42,137. And there's a shortage of 58,237. And therefore, my lord, this chart is manifestly, I'm not using very strong expression, incorrect. My lord, the engineer who consulted said something else. My lord, I only quoted Mark Twain, lies, damn lies, and statistics. So, my lord, therefore, this chart, this bell chart is a fraud.
All right, thank you.
Then coming to that, my friend took you, your lordship, to the chart of many centers. There, my lord, the bell chart concept. I'm now, my lord. It is not my argument that there is no leak because of the bell chart. It is the argument which my friends have addressed to the court to establish that everything is normal. So this bell chart itself, which shows, here it's all about first impression. What prima facie appears. No question of anything to be proved absolutely. Sikar, anybody can give the explanation that Sikar is an education center, but that explanation will not work with the Rajkot. Rajkot is not a coaching center. But the fact to be considered is, now this leaks has been the leak industry. The leak industry is worth 25,000, 2,500 crores because 50,000 seats, medical seats are there, of which 25,000, my lord, on merit basis, and in the medical colleges, the capitation fee is anything between 50 lakhs to 1 crore, and therefore this industry, what they are involved in is an industry worth 2,500 crores, and leakage, the question of examination leakage, that has been happening for many years. I would, my lord, it happened in 2013, it happened in 2014, it happened in 2016, and these stations which we have referred to in Haryana, that was all involved in that. And in 2017, the matter came before this court.
I've got the general drift of what you are arguing. Thank you.
Then, my lord, let me conclude it, my lord, with one or two sentences. Then, my lord, let me conclude it. Now, therefore, the question whether the leak which is not in dispute, which occurred in Patna, whether it has reflected in the results elsewhere. For instance, Latur. Latur is not a great education coaching hub, and that is a question which is not extremely relevant because they ask any student, and I have filed a petition. I take your lordship to the petition. All the students, the petitioners have scored. All of them have scored more than 650. That they filed an application for implement, and that application.
Yes,
Yes, I will only take your lordship to the marks. The petitioners with the 16 numbers who has put a.
They've all got more than 60.
Yes, the numbers. I'm just taking 1 minute to your lordships. 690. Why are they? Then Anuraga Turko 652, and one of the students is here, and she got.
You got the point.
Yes. So therefore, my lord, my conclude.
Yes. Thank you.
Their examination be cancelled and a re-examination be conducted for those who are eligible. 13 lakh students.
3.5. Because my first prayer was, my lords, RE-NEET. My lords, I'm not repeating what my learned seniors have argued. There was only one judgment for your lordship's assistance, my lord. The observations are very relevant in this Tanvi Sarwal's judgment.
Sarwal's case.
Because, my lords, in lordships came to a conclusion that there were 44 students confirmed with the benefit. In that situation also, your lordships were
6 lakhs.
Yes, out of 6 lakhs. But your lordships were in a situation to see what could be done in this situation, whether it should cancel the exam or may not wait for the investigation. But in that situation, your lordships have cancelled the exam, certain observations, because ultimately these are medical doctors who are playing with their lives, my lords. They will be.
What is that?
Yes, my lords. 2015 6 SCC 573. Yes. I would, if my learned court master could
Just repeat
this much. 2015
and
6 SCC. No, it's 2015 6 SCC 5 7 week. No, it's
One of the petitions what we have filed, it is the picture attached with the resolution.
because here in this situation, in this matter also, the investigation was in process. Certain reports were before your lordships, and your lordships did come to a conclusion that we don't need to wait for the reports. The very fact that 44 also have benefited. Lordship may just turn to 593 page minutes. That's para 14.19. This was also Milord's medical examination, APIMT Milords, at that time, which CBSE was conducting before the NEET came in. Milords. If I may read Milords 14.19. Till date, 44 candidates have been, am I with your lordships? Milords? Yes. Till date, 44 candidates have been found to be confirmed beneficiaries in the scheme who have been supplied with answer keys during the examination through electronic devices installed in their vests. Out of 358 suspects, mobile numbers of beneficiaries, 44 have been found to be registered at fake identities. 166 Milords, all those were respect of the facts which were there in that. Then 15 Milords, the investigating agency in this report has stated in clear terms that from the disclosures recorded, it is beyond doubt that the strategy of providing answer keys has been executed by an organized gang with a network spreading over different parts of the country. The Inspector General Haryana, who was present with his team, having been granted the leave, submitted the investigation in full swing is in progress. Now, then I'll take your lordship down, Milords, where your lordships have held para 19 Milords. Segregating only the already 44 identified candidates stated to be the beneficiaries of the unprincipled maneuver by withholding their results for the time being, in our comprehension, cannot be the solution to the problem that confronts all of us. Not only thereby, if the process is allowed to advance, it would be pushed to the vortex of litigation pertaining thereto in the foreseeable future. The prospects of the candidates would not only remain uncertain and tentative, they would also remain plagued with the prolonged anguish and anxiety involved in the ordeal of court cases. Acting on this opinion would in our estimate amount to driving knowingly the students who are not at fault to an uncertain future with their academic career in jeopardy on many counts. Further, there would also be lurking possibility of unidentified beneficiaries. This is important. Candidates stealing a march over them on the basis of the advantages availed by them through the underhand dealings as revealed. Having regard to the facts that the courts involved, sorry, Yes, my lords. My lords, at the top of 595, very relevant, my lords, having regard to the fact that the course involved with time would yield the future generations of doctors for the country who would be in charge of public health, their inherent merit to quality for taking the course can by no means be compromised. Then, my lords, then they talk about the facts of the case, my lords, and then, my lords, around, my lords, 8, 9 lines from the top. We are conscious of the fact that every examination being conducted by human agency is likely to suffer from some shortcomings, but deliberate inroads into a framework of the magnitude and the nature as exhibited in the present case demonstrate a deep-seated and pervasive impact, which ought to not to be disregarded or glossed over, lest it may amount to travesty of proclaimed mechanism to impartially judge the comparative merit of the candidates partaking therein. Then, my lords, if your lordship may come down to, my lords, para 21. Conscious are we that as a consequence, All India PMT Dental 2015 would have to be annulled, thereby disturbing the time schedule given by this court in so and so judgments, my lords. Though we respectfully subscribe to the calendar of the dates fixed in these cases, more particularly in the textual context thereof, we perceive that in the extraordinary fact situation that confronts us, where the examination involved is vitiated to the core by use of, my lord, deceitful means and measures to the benefit of some, the consideration of departure from the set time schedule per se would not be a wholesome justification to sustain the otherwise tainted exercise. The time frame fixed by this court in the above case, in our opinion, we are not intended to be inflexibly adhered to in the situation of the kind with which we are seized off. The schedule of dates was fixed so as to streamline and discipline the process of admission by uniform application. So, my lords, in this, my lords, then para 23, we are aware that the abrogation of the exam would result in some inconvenience to all concerned and that some extra time would be consumed for holding fresh examinations with the renewed efforts. This, however, according to us, is the price that stakeholders would have to suffer in order to maintain the impeccable and irrefutable sanctity and credibility of the process of examination, to assess the innate worth and capability of the participating candidates for being assigned inter se merits. So, my lords, in this, your lordships did order re-examination of more than 6 lakh students. My lords, at the cost when 44 was available before them, that yes, they are confirmed beneficiaries. And my lords, the last submission in this, which I'm obliged to my learned friend to have shown it, there is a statement line, even if one undeserving candidate, this is in para 20, even if one undeserving candidate, a beneficiary of such illegal mechanism, though undetected, is retained in the process, it would be a denial of claim for more deserving candidates. So, when it's para 20, lordships have said that. Because today, there are other players in my petition. Your lordships are only considering RE-NEET as of now, because other players as of.
Like what?
Yes, my lord. I have said, in the alternative, if your lordships are not inclined, there were many students, not only 1563 students, who had been given question papers late. In fact, I have annexed OMR sheets, in my IA. 220 is the time at which I have also annexed the invigilator instructions. They have to put the time. So there are many students. Nobody knew that they would get time frame, for the. And there is one student, who has written to them, that is an individual grievance, should I argue it, now, or your lordship would consider only the.
We will not be dealing with him. We are not going to entertain individual grievances at all.
Then, because
is not the remedy for that. Article 32 is not.
No, because everything was before your lordship. Now the examination has to start. The counseling has to start. So, my lords, if the OMR sheet, my lords, I have not been given my OMR sheet, my lords, to my lords. That's one of the prayers. So I don't want, my lords. I am, my lords. Because the
Mr.
My
Sriram.
lords, I represent,
Only
I
request, my lord, then if your lordship is not entertaining, at least give me a chance, my lords, to go to the High Court as regards that prayer, my lords. Otherwise, then I'll be, my lords, nowhere in that regard.
Yes.
My lords, I represent students from Varanasi, my lords, and we have a distinct stand on the subject. Apart from supporting what my learned colleagues have stated with respect to the the reconduct of the exam, my lords, I am also challenging the fact that 1563 students, my lords, were asked to sit for a retest on the 23rd of June. According to me, my lords, that classification or computation of 1563 students, my lords, is totally faulty. And I lay good my submissions on this, my lords. I'm in petition number 384, my lords, writ petition number 384. And if my lord comes to the notification dated the 5th of May, 2024, my lords, which is annexure P3 in my petition, my lords, 3.36 at 384 of 2024. This notification, my lords, crystallizes the problem that was faced on the day of the exam. And this is only one single solitary notification by the NTA, my lords, on the evening of the day of the exam, accepting the fact that only one center at Savai Madhopur involving 120 students, my lords, was the cause for concern. Now, from the 5th of May, till the 6th of June, which is 2 days after the declaration of the results, my lords, from the 5th of May till the 6th of June 2024, there is not a single testimony by the NTA, my lords, in its website, which it keeps updating every day with respect to students who have been affected at the respective centers. The question I pose unto myself, my lord, is if, as on the date of the exam, the NTA came out with a figure of one center at Savai Madhopur involving 120 students alone, the question I ask unto myself, my lord, is after declaration of results on the 4th of June, how has the NTA come to compute the magical figure of 1563 students? That's one question, my lord. The second question is that I ask unto myself is, should in case this figure of 1563 students as put out by NTA be taken as genuine, then the next question that this honorable court will have to ask of them is, does the 1563 students constitute a particular area in these three names that have been spoken about? Or do the 1563 students, my lords, constitute from all over the country? If they constitute from all over the country, my lords, it is indeed a systemic failure on the part of the NTA, which they have brushed aside under the carpet deliberately, my lords, pulled wool over everybody's eyes. And had it not been for the outpouring of grievances that came from the students on the 4th of June, my lords, even this fact of 1563 would have been suppressed successfully. Now, with respect to the exam restricted to 1563 students, my lords, the question of law that I wish to point out to this honorable court, my lord, is if my lord has only for a moment the National Medical Commission Act.
The petitions challenging that have been dismissed by our court, right?
Sorry, my lords?
Petitions challenging the retest for the 1563
yes.
that they have been rejected by.
Yes, that could not have been done for those 1563 students. And the reason for that is, my lord, section 14. It has not been rejected. It was only said it will be heard later. Notices were issued. It is pending.
Notice on that application challenging the re-examination.
And tagged it along with the main issue, my lord. So the issue is still pending alive, it's simmering, my lord. If my lord now has only for a moment section 14 of the National Medical Commission Act, and my lord may just be permitted to help me. Yes, my lord, let us come. And may lord just be permitted to read this? Section 14, my lords. My lord is with me? It says there shall be a uniform national eligibility cum entrance test for admission to the undergraduate and postgraduate so-and-so exam. I only pause here for a moment, my lords. The fact that the statute specifies that there is only one exam, my lords, for the academic year 24-25. We have already seen two exams, my lords, one held on the 5th of May, 2024, and a retest, my lords, which has been done on the 23rd of June. Now, technically speaking, my lords, if there is one exam that is contemplated by the statute, my lords, and this is the statute that governs this entrance exam, if there is one exam that is contemplated by this statute, my lords, then the very holding of a retest, whether it be 1563 or whether it be n number of students, my lords, the NTA does not have the power, would not have had the power, does not have the power, my lords, to do a retest for the limited number of students that it has done on the 23rd of June. And insofar as the NTA
Yes.
May it please, ma'am. And insofar as the NTA could not have conducted the second exam with respect to the same academic year, my lords, the exam that the NTA has conducted on the 23rd of June, my lords, results of which were declared on the 30th of June, must be set aside, my lords. The third aspect that I wish The third aspect that I wish to bring forth before this honorable court, my lord, is I may not have come as on date, my lords, within the 50th percentile, but then the difficulty is is of their own creation, my lords. When they introduce the examination system for NEET 24 on the 9th of February 2024, saying that there will be an exam held on the 5th of May, my lords, at no point of time in their initial dossier or notification do they come about that they will open a window. Now, when they opened this window on the 8th of April, giving a limited time frame between the 9th of April to the 10th, just 24-hour window between the 9th of April to the 10th of April to enroll students, as per our estimates, my lords, 24,000 and odd students have got onto the bandwagon of this exam. Now, imagine, my lords, imagine my plight. I'm a 12th class student who's been preparing for this exam right from class 8 onwards. Class 8, class 9, class 10, class 11, and class 12. 5 years of study have been spent for the opening of a window, which I comply, my lords, on up till the 16th of March 2024. What happens subsequently, my lords, is somebody for the betterment or who has some understanding with the NTA gets a window open on the 8th of April for the 9th and the 10th, unknown to all.
This window is open, my lords, and let open at 10 in the night on the 8th of April. 10 in the night of the 8th of April, if a window has been opened, my lords, and 24,000 and odd students have got onto this bandwagon of this exam, my lords, the fact that today I do not have a good rank today is itself reason for the fact that, my lords, I have been trampled upon by 24,000 and odd students who have no business to be in this exam altogether, because they have not shown the they have not shown the vigilance required of them to have filled up the forms when the forms were first brought out up till the 16th of February, 16th of March. That's my submission.
Yes,
My lords, may I seek your permission to also address the issue of question number 19? We are contesting the fact that by deeming fiction, when the NT chose to say that.
Matter, are you appearing in that?
My lords, item number 4.
Item 4.
Yes, my lords. My lords, my submission is this. A question is set by the NTA that is ex facie ambiguous. The petitioner herein is a hardworking child who has got 711 marks. She is ranked 317. Apart from this ambiguous question, there is only one other question that she has gotten wrong. She was studying for 4 years. When she came across this question, she realized that the two NCERT books say two very different things. She knows
You didn't answer the question at all.
so she chose to not answer the question because outrightly she knows that this is an ambiguous question. And she also knows that the instructions of the question paper are extremely clear. They say that she can only answer one question.
By giving full marks to those who attempted question option 2 or option 4. Candidates who are good candidates who did not attempt the question.
Yes.
They don't get those 4 marks.
They don't. And
if you got the 4 marks, you would have gone up from 711 to 750.
I would in fact be in the top 100 marks of this examination, my lords. And currently I'm at rank 317. And this is going to, if in the top 400 marks, there's a difference of, let's say, 200 odd ranks, my lords can very well imagine what the ranking is going to look like for 108,000 students. This is going to affect the rank list entirely and completely. And my lords, the NTA tries to rely on their information bulletin, which says that if you come across a question that has 2 correct answers, you rely on one. But my lords, what they're forgetting is, I do not know till after the question paper whether they're going to treat the 2019 NCERT edition as the correct one or the one prior to it. I'm not aware of that. So therefore, I cannot make the determination that there are 2 correct answers. Therefore, I have no instruction. I cannot assume that the NTA is going to, after the exam, choose to say that it was right that you could have marked either of those. It is by deeming fiction that they decided that children have come and said that we are using books of our elder siblings and therefore we shouldn't be held responsible for it. We're using old editions. Please give us this grace mark. And then the NTA makes that decision. And therefore, if I cannot rely on any instructions that have been given to me, and I rely on the fact that this is ambiguous, I decide to not attempt the question because there is negative marking. I know that each mark in this question could mean hundreds of ranks for me. And again, I reiterate the fact that I have only one question wrong apart from this ambiguous question in my attempt. I have done extremely well. Just to take my submissions forward, my lord, I will not hold my lords for very long. There is
just one question wrong apart from this one.
Apart from this, my lords. I am at rank 317 after the revised rank has come. I am likely to be in the top 100 ranks if I am given 4 marks and I go up to 715. And there will be others who will also move up in rank. My lords, may I just submit one thing? My primary prayer is that this question should be deleted and therefore everyone will be marked out of 716 marks or out of 179 questions. But in the alternate, my lord, if we were to go by the NTA's own rules, and therefore they are only supposed to consider what is in the newest edition of the NCERT as part of the syllabus, then those grace marks should not be offered. Then they should stick to the fact that only
Option 4 is the correct one.
that only option 4 is the correct one, and then no one should get grace marks, and therefore the rules that they have themselves set can be met. And my lords, on my primary prayer though, can I just show my lords one judgment of this honorable court from 1983, my lords? My lords, it's 1983 for SCC 309.
What's the name of the case?
Kanpur University versus Samir Gupta, my lords.
At
Paragraph 18, my lords. And my lords, I'll briefly state the facts. This was
what is the principle which is laid down?
My lords, the principle was exactly this. This honorable court laid down that if prima facie it is determined that a question is ambiguous, then that question should not be considered as part of the examination, should be deleted and should not be marked upon at all. This was a question also relating to a medical examination. This case also related to a medical.
Yeah, the question is not ambiguous.
Yes, Your Lordship.
What they
It's
could
not-
have really,
Lordship.
what they could have really done was, they could have said, look, only option 4 is the correct answer.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Because they got these representations saying that an earlier edition of the NCERT book has option.
Your Lordship, in 2019 itself, the change has been made, Your Lordship.
It was there. Earlier, the question, my lord, what they have stated on affidavit, Your Lordship, very clearly that 9 experts have finalized the answers thereafter. Thereafter, my lord, they have same line.
But
I mean, arguing the
Let
same.
us finish, let us finish.
Yes.
So my lords,
So you are saying that, well, you should be given 4 marks. Alternately, if that is not possible, then delete that whole question for everybody.
yes, my lords. And if alternatively that is also not possible, then
Or treat option 4 as correct.
yes. Because then
So at least then the number of people who will get that additional marks will be less.
Lords, you can see in the top 70, the people who've got 720, only 44 people will be
Your
delivered.
Lordship, there has been increase of 297% on rank 1 only because of this bonus marking that has been done by NTA.
My lords are well aware of that there is going to be a huge change in the ranking. 44 students who've got 720 is because of this question.
Your Lordship, there might be
44, right?
Yes.
Out of 61.
Your Lordship, if to consider that rank 1 is aiming to go to AIMS Delhi, if there are 50 odd seats, it is very highly not possible for even rank 1 students to get a admission in that seat, Your Lordship.
Specifically for the petitioner herein, my lords, it's the difference between whether she gets into the top 2 colleges of this country or no.
So your alternate prayers that look, treat only option 4 as the correct answer.
As per your rules, and that is fine.
What do the rules say?
The rules say that the latest edition of the NCERT is going to be treated as the syllabus for NEET.
On the same point, the NCERT syllabus is very clear. It gives a rationalized textbook on its website. It says that the contents which are irrelevant in the present context, the present edition is a reformatted version after carrying out the changes given above. The present textbook uploaded in PDF form are rationalized textbooks. These were rationalized for the session 2022-2023 and will continue from 2023 to 2024. So, Your Lordship, this same fact has been stated in 2019 edition as well. So, if we are going backwards in 28 and considering that a student who has studied in 2018 is giving the examination, so the student has to be aware of the latest developments that are taking place. Also, there have been circulation of fact that the study material provided by all these coaching institute, they themselves are referring to 2018 editions. I have certain copies, but Your Lordship, I'm not going on that fact. But the student has to be aware of the latest development that is taking place.
Arguing that either delete this entire question and grade all students out of 716.
Yes.
Alternately, if you're not doing that, then only option 4 should be treated as
Your Lordship, in my case, I have answered the question correctly. I have answered point for the option 4 as the right answer.
I'm saying that treat only option 4 as the
Yes, Your Lordship, because the question is not ambiguous, Your Lordship.
So the difference between your learned friend and you is she didn't answer the question at all.
Yes, Your
You
Lordship.
answered, but you answered correctly question
Yes, Your
4.
Lordship.
So you're both saying treat question 4 only as the correct
Yes, Your
answer.
Lordship.
In her case, the benefit will be that the number of people who get the 4 marks will be less.
Yes, sir.
In your case, you have answered the question.
Yes.
You want the exclusion of those who gave option 2. Right?
Yes.
Like to bring more clarity, my lord, I have filed an affidavit in this regard and I clarified.
What did you answer?
I have correctly answered, my lord.
4 or option 2 or 4?
In my new answer paper, the option 3 was correct. That is, there
No,
are
what did you answer? Which option did you
correct
give?
answer. Correct answer I have answered, my lord. That is
Correct means what? There were 2 correct answers now.
no, my lord. Only one correct answer was given in the, my lord. What happened here? Can I clarify? Only one.
Tell us, did you answer option 2 or option 4?
My lord, there are 4 options. I have correct, my lord. Correct.
You have answered 3.
Answer 3. That is correct one. That is correct one.
We are left with
That is, I can.
only one is left now. 1, 2, 3, 4. He says 4. He says.
My lord,
Good to us, we might even come to the conclusion that option 1 was the correct option.
my lord, No, my lord, it is not. I have filed the document.
My lords,
Kindly give me 2 minutes, my lord,
Let
to
me
clarify.
just clarify.
lord, kindly 2
My
minutes.
lords, this question has different,
My lord,
options are treated as
sequence is
correctly
different.
because there are different question papers where this same question is a different question number, and then the options are also differently numbered.
Yes.
So
My
therefore,
lord-
for him, option 4 is option 3.
Yes. My lord,
Hence the confusion.
my lord, can I request, my lord?
The options are changed.
Yes, sir.
depending on
Option
the-
also. Correct. My lord, kindly see here.
So he's on the same.
He's on the same one
Correct.
as ma'am there.
But kindly see page number 13 of my additional paperwork, my lord. I have filed the documents on the record.
Maybe 3
I
in
have-
his case.
Yeah.
Question.
4 maybe that.
Four maybe 3. Yes, correct. My lord, kindly see one.
See, both your learned friends have done the arguing for you. Just sit, sail with them. That's
My
all.
lord, only one.
Let them push
Well,
the oars. You'll be
that's-
better.
well,
Happier. You might actually
My lord,
create a
deletion,
problem for your
my lord,
case.
deletion would not be with, my lord.
Both your learned young friends have made very well.
Well, can I request only one thing, well, page number 19 and 20, we
They
have,
might spoil your case and their case as well.
no, this page number 19 and 20, my lord, we have filed the NCRT textbook also, where it has been mentioned that which is correct one. In 2023, my lord, the correct one has been mentioned. Therefore, my lord, the answer which was given earlier, first time published, is the correct answer.
Same, my lords. It's the same argument.
Same argument. That question 4 was the option 4.
It is in my case,
Item of option 3.
yes, my
That's
lord.
what he's also then identical to what you are.
Yes. And my lord, ranking is very important factor, my lord. We have, our petitioners have got 700, 680, 682.
So this question 90 is a problem. And these are all genuine students because, see, the point is that both your young friends have made a very powerful argument that they say that look, the instructions are that you must go by the latest version. Now, option 4 is admittedly, according to you, the correct version. You pick up that as your key.
Correct.
Now, you decided to accept option 2 based on the fact that the 2019 edition of the NCERT book had what is option 2. They are saying that, look, option 4 being the correct answer, both of them they are arguing basically on the same line. The first learned, Ms. Suriti Chaudhary, she argues that, look, though I didn't answer it, don't give those who answered option 2 full mark. Your other, ma'am, what's your name?
Isha Singh.
Isha is arguing that, look, I answered that. How can you give somebody who answered option 2 full mark?
I've understood. No,
There, I think they may have a point.
They have but the fallacy will be this, Manoj. In the first argument, those who have not answered. Incidentally, she happens to be a candidate who is falling within first 100, possibly.
There's a possible answer to what Suriti argued, which is that if you don't answer the question, the assumption is that you don't know the answer.
Exactly. Otherwise, this benefit will go.
She argued.
Otherwise, this benefit will go
She
to.
argued that, look, as a responsible student, I found that there was an ambiguity, that question 2 and question 4, rather than get a negative mark, I decided not to answer.
I have understood, Manoj, that submission, that argument of my learned friend. It's a very catchy argument. But suppose, Manoj, she happens to be having 700 plus. But suppose I am having only 50 marks. And I did not answer because I did not know the answer. Then, Manoj, if we go by the general rule that then delete all the answers, or those who were very confident and knew about the new rule.
Or her alternate argument, the first argument is that delete the entire question.
Yes.
The second alternate argument is that even if you allot questions, don't give me any marks. She said, I'm out on that question because I didn't attempt it. I didn't know. But give 4 marks only to those who gave option 4 is the correct answer. Because her argument is, okay, I don't get anything in this. But by giving 4 marks to those who give option 2, you are actually increasing the number of people who got full marks for that. That is the area which the alternate argument is something which is very important.
I'll try and answer. Manoj.
And even, my lord, they have changed the answer also subsequently.
And that is made very clear in the case of Ms. Isha's client, because there, it's unlike the first case, her client answers that question and answers correctly. So both these candidates will, if they are right, then the number of people above them will come down drastically. And
What we have considered is this, Manoj.
That's the point we have to consider. We'll hear you on this. That's the one point we'll have to
My lord, but otherwise, my lord, my immediate answer is, we are not dealing with a situation where out of two, one answer is wrong and one answer is.
So why did you
right.
actually, why did NTA eventually come to the conclusion that we will give full marks for option 2 also?
The reason is both were otherwise correct answers, the additions changed. So the confusion was logical.
Scientifically,
But-
my lord, it's
Scientifically, it
not
cannot be
possible. How
allowed.
can you say atoms, most elements of the atom are stable, and then also say all are stable? It'll either be most.
What is the question? What is the question?
My lord, I'll just read it out. My lord's question number 19 says.
We take it into a question on tort or criminal procedure, right? So we'll be able to understand it better.
My lord, it's actually, in terms of English construction, it is very straightforward.
Even though.
Two statements. Statement 1, just read it.
Statement 1, my lord, says that.
Mishra is very confident of this. Both of us don't have that confidence on this, but we'll see for the.
My lord, statement 1 says atoms are electrically neutral as they contain equal number of positive and negative charges. To this, there's no problem, my lords. This is fine. Statement 2 says atoms of
What is the
each
question?
element.
If you can read the question, please.
Question.
Oh,
That's the
oh,
question.
that's
This is
the
a question.
question. Okay.
Statement 2, atoms of each element are stable and emit their characteristic spectrum. Now, my lords, the interesting part is that as per the old NCRT, the answer is atoms of each element are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. As per the new NCRT, it says atoms of most of the elements are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. Now, if a student is looking at this and they know that the new one says most and the old one says each, it is not possible that both are correct. It can either be each or it can be most. Now,
Scientifically, the radioactive elements are not stable.
Therefore, they have given correct answer also.
The answer key said option 4 is therefore the correct answer.
yes.
And
Your Lordship, this was edited, this new edition came into 2019 itself.
Yes.
That atoms of most.
Addition. I've understood the problem.
But students, Mr. Solicitor, students are expected to read the new edition or the old edition?
New edition. That's the rule.
That's the rule. No?
That's
Yes,
So if the student relies on an old edition, how can that?
he is also, my lord, not to be faulted. That's
No, but your rule says that you have to read the latest edition. Right?
It says only item.
So by giving marks to option 2, you are in that sense going against your own rule, which says you must read the latest edition.
It's a
let me examine. I have understood.
Just
my lord,
look
the
at it,
question. There
because
is
a
a
lot of students will be affected in the.
Lord, the 9 lakhs have given answer 4 to be correct.
Let's,
See, those who have given 4 as correct are fine.
928 and
427.
4 lakh 20,000.
Just tell us, Mr. Solicitor, what are the figures?
Lord, only as per the old book, the candidates who have given answer is 4 lakh 20,773.
That is option 2.
Yes.
And option 4,
And new 9 lakh 28,379.
9 lakhs, 28,000.
379.
So if you take only option 4 as the correct answer, these 9,28,379 will get full marks for that question.
which we've already.
So 4 lakhs, they've already got.
Internal
But 4,20,000 students will get
From the right list.
either
Negative.
0 or a negative mark.
Negative mark. They will get the negative mark.
5 marks difference.
That's why in
They will make a
totality,
difference of 5 marks.
5 marks.
So they will lose their 4 correct marks
And
and they'll get one negative mark.
Your Lordship, what is surprising?
My lords, therefore, when we want to find an equitable solution. Sorry?
Lord, received, I'm sorry. We received representations from poor families that we used our siblings' book or we didn't have new editions, etc., etc.
Surprising is the older edition, which may have the newest edition 2019 already has that the most elements are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. But what is surprising is The old booklet, that is 2018 or backward, is not even available in the market, Your Lordship.
No, that is available. That,
I tried to find out what is the older version. From where will I get it? The books are not available. If a child is reading their older siblings' books, so I don't know when did they pass out.
The books are passed down, my lords. That's the reason. And most importantly, it's the reason that a lot of there may be sent
older versions are.
older version.
I will not join issue. They have some case, my lord, we will examine.
Lordship, I am a student from EWS. And I have the
Obviously.
The problem is, suppose we accept their argument and we say that anybody who answered option 2 shouldn't get any marks. None of those students are here.
Problem.
My lords, let me just say
it would reshuffle
5 marks. 5 marks, a very substantial difference.
4 plus 1.
Somebody who makes, because 44 out of 61 students,
and those
get
who have,
all those 44 students will not only go down from 720, they'll get from 720, they'll go come to 715.
Yes.
and those who have not answered, not because they were brilliant, but because they were not answering, they would be benefited.
In the sense that those who answered
Then-
option
Yes.
2 will go out of the frame.
my lords, if
Then
we
it
were
may
to
be
do
related.
this equitably,
Both answers.
just to explain.
Mr. Solicitor, the way your answers are framed, answer 2 is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Right? That means both are correct. 4 is statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. You couldn't have treated both as correct answers.
Yes, Your Lord.
One and
Your Lord.
2 and 4. 2
let
and
me,
4.
let me examine.
Your Lord.
Just examine. Because
And
you have to take either option 2 or option 4. How can we?
Both
choose
can't
the
be
first
true.
one? Both can't. They can't survive. They can't exist.
prima facie that appears.
they can't. My lords,
With my lord's kind permission,
In item 3.
It can vary from.
with my lord's kind permission, may I beg to appear in item number 3.21?
One option is mutually
Yes.
Yes, one is saying yes, other is saying no. It is clear case of the ruling out the other.
Your Lordship, the provisional answer key had option 4 as the right answer.
Right.
It was only subsequent to the challenge by 13,000 odd students that the expert committee tend to change the answer.
because of the older edition.
Yes, Your
it's by
The
deeming.
answer, the change is not because 2 is also correct,
No,
No.
but because 2 was what was shown in an older edition.
Yes.
May be correct also. We do not know, my lord. Right now, I can't say, my lord.
Your Lordship.
My lord,
It's
science.
technically, my lord,
Yeah.
it's not our subject. Maybe it is correct. It may be.
The experts,
Yes. So we have the report of the expert also.
Mr. Solicitor, did the experts say that actually 2 is the correct answer?
I have not seen, my lord. I must,
What they said.
Initially,
We have
first
the
answer
top
key
paper.
has shown option 2 only correct, sir. It is the what difference of the question number. And later on, 2 options of the revisions.
All right, now
My
you have
lord-
heard everybody on this. side.
There is one.
We
There is
have
one.
the from the
Yeah.
expert committee.
Let's see the expert.
My lord, there is one issue of Meghalaya students where 2 centers, the papers were wrongly distributed. And then by the time the right question papers were distributed, around 40 to 1 hour time was lost. Now in their written submission, the NTA says at 17 July written submission at page 21, paras 21, my lord, they say that factual reports from city coordinators of Joy and Riboi, which are in Meghalaya, have established that loss of time was compensated for all appearing candidates. But this is incorrect because in my case, these students have come up, they made representation that loss of time was there.
Just one
And
second. One second.
3.34, my lord. I'll just.
Lord, separately considered. Well, I'll examine.
Uh,
My lord, I'm at serial number 2.9.
my lords,
Sawal. Both answers cannot be correct. As a layman, let me.
No, the statement two can't be correct because the radioactive element is not stable.
Yes, Your Lord.
So the correct answer would have to be 4.
And it's submitted 3.
Yes, yes.
Very some paper.
So possibly the earlier books mentioned a wrong answer.
They mentioned the wrong answer.
That's
And it can't be that both answers are treated as correct because there is an internal inconsistency between option 2 and option 3. One can't survive with the other.
Exactly. That's
Both
what
can
I say.
survive together.
That as a layman, I feel both can't coexist. Both can't be true.
You see, normally you take two options as correct, where possibly both options are the correct answer. Now, in a situation like this, there is obviously an internal inconsistency between option 2 and 4. Both can't survive together. That's the problem. But I'll tell you what is worrying us also. I mean, that now 4,20,000 students have got the benefit of what you have done.
And based upon the book printed and continued to remain
There
printed.
you don't have much of a case because your rules say that when you have to go by the
there is
Yes, sir. Yes, your lordship.
I think there is no such rule, my lord. I'm told, subject to verification.
We just check
There
that
is no
out. You
such-
can also sit with the officers in the evening and
Yes,
tell us.
I will.
Manoj, I appear in 3.20.
In
I have
3.34, my lord, in the,
to make a short submission.
where the writ petition was filed by the students. 3.34, my lord, if my lord may kindly have it. The students of Jovai and Riboi,
So you got the wrong question paper.
wrong question paper. Then they were, right question papers were circulated, which resulted in a time lag of
But
40
according to the NTA, the loss of time was compensated. No?
Lord, that is what I wanted to show. We were not given any compensatory marks, nor we were permitted to appear in the re-examination, which was conducted for 1,563 students. And if my lord may kindly have my additional documents, IA number 133878 of 2020.
Lord, Mr. Solicitor, this is a slightly different case. You can take instructions.
Manoj, I am 3.20.
3.34. My learned solicitor.
Manoj,
I am appearing 3.3 and
3.20.
3.16.
I want to show two pages just Manoj.
Now, what is your grievance?
It is regarding Manoj that we say that a RE-NEET should be happen, Manoj.
Sorry?
A retest should be happen, Manoj. Grievance is that, Manoj.
On what?
On Manoj, I have two pages, Manoj.
Now,
my IA.
all
They are
tell us how many lawyers are asserting a retest should be happening now. No, apart from those who have argued.
I'm the lawyer.
So those who are saying a retest should be happening, give us a one-page, half-page written submission on why the retest should happen.
Yes,
Email it to the court master by this evening. All right. Those who are saying a retest should happen, not those who have argued in the court, right? Those who have argued in the court, you need not submit your written submissions. Those who additionally want to supplement half a page, you can give us.
Just one. There is one. Graph.
I say one thing more.
All right.
There is one graph.
With my lord's kind permission, I'm in 3.21.
There is one graph I want to show, Manoj.
So what graph?
The graph of the students, comparative graph of what was the test results, Manoj, between 2023 and 2024. There is a graph which, Manoj, the graph earlier was that it achieves a peak and it dies down, Manoj.
Right.
Now it is not like that. It is like it is achieving a peak, then it is going like this, Manoj.
Right.
Then coming to
that he showed.
Yes.
Friend showed.
And then, Manoj, there is one also secondary argument, Manoj. There was a news report which says there was CCTV missing, CCTVs which were there, which should be there, were missing. There were unguarded strong rooms, and which was found in an independent review of this, Manoj, by a third party, Manoj. So what was happened, Manoj? It is like 40% of the exam centers. There were no CCTVs. There no guard at the
point has been made. All right.
Lordship, permit me to mention something more than this.
Why don't you mention it in your
Lordship, today morning itself, I received some documents from my client. I did not file anything, but this is something more than that. I appeared in the examination. As per the matching of the answer sheet sent by the NTA, I obtained 561 marks. When NTA sent a result to me, then I obtained only 353 marks. When, as per my Lord's order, they uploaded the entire result, I obtained 461 marks. That is much more than that, my lord. No, it is not listed, my lord, because today itself I received all these things. So please, my lord, I have this, my lord. I have
not even filed a
It's only today morning.
We have not even filed a matter. What do we take cognizance?
I could not file because itself
Well,
today
that-
morning I received all
Sir,
these things.
You file something, you then deal with it. You can't just take up matters like this.
These are 3-4 papers, Lordship, if may see.
Look, anybody who has.
And I belongs to a OBC candidate, my lord.
Anybody who has individual grievances, you may communicate your grievances. What we'll do is, we are hearing the broader issue here. Any individual grievances, we'll dealing and we'll hear that separately, you know.
Milos, 3.5.
One prayer is left out in item number 3.16. I have prayed, first prayer is RE-NEET. Alternate prayer is, my lordship's forensic background check of the successful candidate.
All right, that will.
Milos, 3.25 is little different
of
because we are saying that the no
difficulties
re-need should not happen.
Sorry?
This is for a group of students from Maharashtra, Milos, 3.25,
And you are saying there should be no retest.
no re-need. Yes, Milos.
So you have to be on this side.
Yes, yes.
So what is your argument is the way as to
The
apply
main
today?
argument is that this will create severe hardship to the students' hard work who have put in this effort not only since 8th till 12th, which is almost 4 to 5 years. Many students have also taken drop and prepared for this examination. And also, my lords, if we see the timeline, the process of registration started on 9th of Feb. The exam happened in May. The results came in June. So this will also entail them to again come back to this entire timeline and again draw back their procedure. So, my lords, we have certain submissions on that no re-NEET will be huge hardship for the students.
How many students are in the same boat as Ms. Tanvi Dubey, who said there should be no retest? All right, we have. Anyway,
My lord, I want to say one thing, my lord, in my matter, my lord.
That's the point.
I say, my lord, I have not attempted the question for the reason, my lord, because there was double answer, my lord. So because of, my lord, apprehensions of negative marking, I have not attempted, my lord. So I have filed an IA to that effect, my lord.
Virendra Kumar Sharma,
Please, my lord.
what is your contention?
My contention is, my lord, I have not attempted the questions, my lord, for the reason because there were two,
Question 19.
and I may get negative marking, my lord.
Question 19.
Yes, my lord.
Then that's same as your learned friend, Ms. Sukriti
So-
Chaudhary, who didn't answer the question.
So I say, my lord, full marks is to be given, though I have not attempted because of the apprehension, my lord.
Yeah, that we have heard already. We have heard already.
Total.
My lord,
And there is one more IA, my lord. There are two IA, my lord.
Sharma, what is your client's total mark?
Sorry, my lord.
How many marks did your client get totally?
My lord, total marks, my lord, I got, my lord, 654, my lord. 654, my lord. 6,
So you will get 658.
yes, man.
my lords, in item 3.21, may I be permitted to say?
And one
something?
more application, my
Later,
lord,
Mrs.
one more
Gupta,
application.
the, senior advocate, she is online where she's trying to make a submission. The issue is slightly
Yes.
different.
Yes, Ms. Gupta.
My lords, my case is a standalone matter. I am seeking retest and parity with the 1,563 students who've been permitted retest due to lack of loss of time. I suffer from hypohidrosis, which is extreme sweating of palms and sole. I was not permitted to take the handkerchief despite the fact it is not a banned item. Even in my OMR sheet, I could not fill my roll number properly. Lordship may kindly have page 41 of the PDF.
It will be a complete retest.
Yes, but that's because I lost my time in that very because my OMR sheet, my roll number was wrongly mentioned. And then they put the white fluid, and then every time the video will show that I was not permitted. When I make a representation, they don't decide it. This court directs and they say there was no ban on getting the handkerchief. But still I was not permitted. I was carrying my medical certificate. Because of that excessive sweating, my bubbling was, my pen was moving because of the sweating. I couldn't do proper bubbling.
All right.
It's a
Thank you.
totally standalone case.
All right. So now we'll close the arguments on this side.
Deeply obliged.
May I mention item 3.2?
May I mention filed IA regarding that question only?
Completely different aspect.
May I mention one IA regarding that question only, that has come in the office report only, listed for today also, but it was not in the call list. My IA may also be considered on the similar lines.
Item 3.34.
Lord, can I mention?
Lord, may I mention item 3.24?
In item 3.33.
My lord, in item 1, I am saying NTA officials are involved.
Let's,
Lord,
No.
my lord, may I? May I have kind permission to mention item 3.24, my lord? Please.
But I am submitting the NTA. Item 1 is a completely different.
Possible option which we have for that question 19 is that we can appoint, you just take instructions, we can appoint right now, we can ask the director IIT Delhi to appoint a board of experts. They'll take 5 minutes to give us a correct answer, right? And from the Department of Chemistry. And by tomorrow evening, they can tell us which is the correct answer.
Lords, may I respond 10:30 tomorrow? Let me just examine if there is a possible solution. Otherwise, my lords.
But that direction would imply that my argument for RE-NEET is gone.
No, that is without prejudice to your argument. This is on this argument which these people are making. We are considering that. We are going to hear arguments on the other side. Otherwise, what happens is after we decide that, then again to do this exercise will be too long. So simultaneously, we can do both.
But I can leave it to your lordships because I can otherwise respond at 10:30 minutes.
Was there a will you just put it up?
They are opposed to stealing the channel.
That's what I said.
My lord, it may not, I'm suggesting, I will either way no difficulty. Instead of a committee, it can even be a one person. That's all. This is not something great. For an expert, it can't take one.
Question number 19 at the NEET. The following question, do not give the number.
Yes, because it could change one.
Only question.
On atoms in physics, sir.
Question, yeah.
Q3.
Questions.
Q3.
One of the questions at the NEET UG 2024 examination read as follows. Colon. Page.
They have the.
My lords, in item 4, it's the question is at page 22, if that assists with my.
Page 33, page 33. Page 33.
You'll have to give the number of the matter so that.
Page 23, my lords.
This is page 23.
Yes. And the question is at page 24.
Yeah, it should be page 23.
Yes.
We don't say what they have done. In order to resolve the As indicated above, comma, four options were indicated in the question as frame, of which students had to select one option as their answer. Full stop. In order to resolve the issue as regards the correct answer to the above question, comma, we are of the considered view that an expert opinion should be sought from IIT Delhi. Stop. We request the director of IIT Delhi to constitute.
Any senior professor of the subject, Manoj. I think it's physics paper.
Physics. Physics also has interrelations to
Director at IIT Delhi to constitute a team of, let there be a team of 3 experts. Because a team of 3 experts who would be in a position, who may, of the subject concerned, to stop. The expert team constituted by the director is requested to formulate its opinion on the correct option for the above question and to remit its opinion to the registrar, to the Secretary General of this court, preferably by 12 noon on
23rd.
The Registrar General is requested to communicate a copy of this order to the Director IIT Delhi so that expeditious action.
Today itself.
Today itself, so that expeditious action can be taken. Expeditious steps for the preparation of the opinion and be taken as stated above.
Also add that this is without prejudice to the contentions of the other side. Otherwise, it will be deemed to mean.
But we need not tell IIT Delhi that it is without prejudice.
In the order, man. In the order.
Look, let's not confuse the academic experts by all these linguistic excursions without prejudice. This is an understanding. We have told Mr. Huda that for us it's without prejudice.
Shall we place
If we decide a retest for the entire nation, then this
goes.
But instead of deciding that first, then making a reference, we'll do it simultaneously.
Shall we place our report before them if they need any?
No, that's why we have not even said, what happened, etc. Because then they'll get confused on what exactly. Let them give us that one correct answer.
Can I mention, we have filed 6 intervention application in 369 petition number. That may be allowed and we may be permitted to file a short solution.
Yes.
Grateful.
Grateful, my lord.